Hello guys, and welcome to this new YouTube video. In this video we'll see how the defending side against the isolated queen pawn can win the endgame with queen and two rooks against the queen and two rooks. So we are going to watch this very instructive game between Viktor Korchnoi and Anatoly Karpov. This game was played during the World Championship match in Merano in 1981. So let's look at the position we have now. So we have this isolated pawn, which is a weakness, and the two rooks and the queen are still on the board, and here it's almost impossible to defend. It will be almost impossible to defend the pawn for white, because the idea of black is to play e5, and then if you retake to win material. So Viktor Korchnoi is playing rook b3, queen c6, and queen c3. So he's trying to put pressure on the b7 pawn here, in order that when you will to take on d4, he will be able to take back on b7. Here I would like to show you that queen takes c3 would be a big mistake, because white would just take back with the pawn, and this is still an advantage for black, but this endgame it should be drawn. So Viktor Korchnoi played, of course, queen d7, adding pressure on the d file. And here Korchnoi, in order to protect from the threat e5, decided to play the move f4. So the upside of this move is that now the plan, which is to play e5 in order to win the pawn by pining the d pawn, is not working anymore, because he would just retake with the f pawn. But on the other side, now this king is really weak, and those two diagonals are wide open, as well as the second rank. So this is now Karpov is going to use that in order to win the game. Sorry. So he played prophylactical move now, b6. So the pawn is protected. And now after rook b4, he plays b5. So he's trying to make this rook short of square on the fourth rank in order to win the pawn. So now Korchnoi is playing a4 to find squares for his rook. Pawn takes, queen a3, and a5. a5 is a really good move, because white would have loved to take back with the queen on a4 to break the pawn by the side and threat a queen exchange. But now by playing a5, Karpov is forcing rook takes, and he can play the very important move queen b5 to activate now the queen, which is threatening to come on e2 or on b2, or could go even to b6 and make troubles. So the queen here is well placed, because it has a lot of good landing squares. Rook d2 to break the pawn, logical. e5. So now Karpov is transforming a bit the pawn structure, because we are going now in an isolated pass pawn, but it's not really important, because this king is so weak that Korchnoi will have no chance to defend himself. In fact, Korchnoi played queen a1 in this position, but the best move was just to play rook f2, rook e1, king g2, queen c6, d5 to give up the pawn, queen d5, and queen f3. So the move d5 was played because if not, the queen on c6 would take the rook, and play this endgame, which is probably winning, for black, but you should still show some good technique to take the full point home. Instead of that, Korchnoi was a bit greedy and decided to play queen a1 to keep material, and here Karpov played the moves that is bringing the win, which is queen e8. Now threatening to come on the first rank. So pawn takes, rook takes d2, rook takes a5, queen c6. So now you see all the holes in the position are really causing problems. Rook a8, check, and you can defend yourself. Queen b1, g6, and queen f5, queen c5, queen d5, and rook d1 is coming next. So this game is really the best example of how you can win a game when you have the two queens and when you have the queen and the two rooks against the queen and the two rooks with the isolated pawn. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.